All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a powerful and honestly kind of dangerous idea. What if the biggest secret to creating wealth has absolutely nothing to do with your job or the economy, but it's actually hidden inside the most powerful tool you already own, your own mind?
So let's start with a paradox that is just so frustrating for so many of us. You're doing everything right. You've worked harder than anyone you know, you've followed all the advice, but for some reason, that big breakthrough you're looking for always seems to be just around the corner, right? Just out of reach. So what's really going on here?
Well, the reason for this gap, this disconnect between all your effort and the results you're getting, is that you've been taught to play the game by the wrong set of rules. The old rules tell you to focus on all the external stuff, your job, the opportunities you get, even luck. But that completely misses the real source of creation.
And that brings us to the core revelation of this whole idea. Your mind isn't just some passive place where thoughts happen. No, it is the factory. It's the place where the blueprints for your entire reality are being designed every single moment of every single day.
See, the conventional way of thinking has us all chasing things outside of ourselves. But the hidden truth here completely flips that on its head. It says that your internal world, what you consistently believe, think about, and imagine, is the cause, and your external world is simply the effect. And this really gets to the mechanics of how it all works. I mean, it's wild. Neuroscientists are finding that your brain actually processes a vividly imagined success using the exact same neural pathways it uses for a real one. So when you rehearse success in your mind, your brain literally thinks it's happening. Okay, so let's pull back the curtain and look at the invisible mechanism that actually makes this work. Because this isn't about wishful thinking, not at all. It's about systematically programming the most powerful part of your mind, your subconscious. The best way to think about your subconscious is like a supercomputer. It is incredibly powerful. But here's the catch. It's totally non-judgmental. It has no idea if a program you give it is good for you or bad for you. It just runs whatever code it's given with perfect robotic precision.
So here's how that programming process actually works. It all starts when a thought is repeated over and over, with real, genuine emotion behind it. That emotion creates a vivid mental picture, which then gets installed, just like software, into your subconscious. And once that program is in there, your subconscious is basically duty-bound to execute it and turn it into your reality.
But hang on, if the process is really that simple, why isn't everyone just a master of their own reality? And that is a fantastic question. It brings us right to the hidden enemy in your mental programming, the one thing that sabotages the whole system. This is the perfect way to picture the conflict. So many of us are going through life with one foot on the gas and the other slammed on the brake. Your conscious mind is saying, "Go, I want success." But then that deep subconscious programming kicks in and whispers, "Yeah, but that's not really for people like us," and you go nowhere. And here's the crucial part to understand. Doubt isn't just a harmless, fleeting negative thought. Nope. It is an active command that cancels out the positive programming. It's like you send a clear order to your factory to build something amazing, and then 2 seconds later you send another order to tear it all down. So how do we fix this? Let's get into the solution and how you build toward mastery. To overcome that doubt, you need a very specific set of tools. You need to learn how to act with total, unwavering conviction. The key here is to shift from taking hopeful action to taking convinced action. It means you're acting from a place of absolute knowing. You're acting as if your success is already a done deal. That energy, that feeling of inevitability, is what starts to bend reality around you. So this is your creator's toolkit right here. It's the whole package. You need that crystal clear mental image. You have to fuel it with genuine positive emotion, hold it with an unwavering belief, and then back it all up with consistent, inspired action. You really do need every single one of these pieces. You know, if you were to break down what really drives creation, it would look something like this. Yeah, having a strategy is important, of course. Taking action? Absolutely crucial. But look at the biggest driver. The engine behind it all is your sustained internal belief. It's more powerful than anything else. Okay, so all of this leads us to the final, most empowering, and maybe the most challenging truth about your potential. It's a truth that puts all the power and all the responsibility right back in your hands. We basically have to flip our entire understanding inside out. We think scarcity is a feature of the world, but it's actually a feature of our consciousness. We think our destiny is already written, but it's being created by us moment by moment.
We think we have to see proof before we can believe, but the reality is the proof is waiting for us to believe first.
So what does this all mean at the end of the day? It means that every obstacle, every ceiling, every single limitation you see in your life, in your bank account, in your career, anywhere, it only exists because on some level, you've chosen to accept it as real.
So now that you know that you're the architect, and your mind is the factory where all the blueprints are drawn. The only question left is a pretty simple one. What reality are you going to choose to build starting today?